So,
Okay.
bonjour. Hi.
Здравейте.
Здравейте.
Welcome.
Gamarjoba.
Yep, I've learned that one actually from the channel. Gamarjoba.
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 Well done, you.
So,
Bonjour. Hello. Привет.
So yeah, I guess it's a bit of a special one. Like we have guests. So you are Becca and Guanza.
Guanza, yeah.
Guanza. Okay, and from
I
the
am
channel.
Becca.
Hi. Well, there you go.
And I'm
Pronounce
Guanza.
yourself.
My name is little hard, but to say, but Guanza.
Yeah, lots of consonants.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're from the channel
Hoda.
Hoda.
Yes,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
right.
Hoda-Georgia.
Hoda-Georgia.
Cool.
Okay, so can you please introduce yourselves and say what you're doing?
Okay, so we have different background. I am an organizational psychologist and Becca is a geographer. But together we decided to start teaching Georgian language to foreigners who are interested in our country and our culture. So this started out as a hobby because we wanted to share what we know already with anyone who's interested, really. And we gathered around many friends and many people actually who really were interested, but were unable to find easy sources. And YouTube seemed like a very good platform to do this because it's accessible to so many people and they can easily find anything they want. So.
Yeah, we started last year when all this COVID started. It was, for us, it was challengeable and we wanted to start something new because we had more free time. Yeah, it was, I think it's contribution or something.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a contribution that we do for our country even.
Contribution to our language and to our people. Because we found out that more and more are interested in Georgia and in Caucasus region, and more foreigners are interested to learn Georgian language.
Actually, it's one thing that happened. We visited Georgia for just a couple of days, and one thing that was very frustrating, I haven't learned a single word of Georgian in Georgia, so that was really a shame. But yeah, so that was very useful. So actually, we, obviously being French, I know I used to know very little about Eastern Europe and even less about Georgia. So I discovered Borjan, like the mineral water. I know that Georgia is famous for mineral water, and we tried some specialty was some bread with mushrooms
different things,
and also beans.
With
That was great. So
Khinkali, maybe. Khinkali.
Yeah, I remember every time someone called me, like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm eating this bread. Like, I don't know how many times per day.
Yes.
With mushrooms?
With mushrooms or with cheese? Which one did you taste? Or all of it?
We tasted many of them. I think I tasted with beans as well. Maybe with spinach. And cheese, mushrooms. That's all I can think of.
She's vegetarian, but not in the
so Lopiani, khachapuri, khinkali, everything.
Yeah,
Georgia is famous of cuisine also. Georgian kitchen is very famous.
Yeah, and actually many people think that Georgian cuisine is all about meat. But I think many vegetarians would find interesting things to eat as well because especially I think in the Western Georgia, there are many vegetable-based meals too. So many tasty things.
Nice. All right.
So I wanted to ask you because I know probably people mistake Georgia with the state in the United States quite often. And in Bulgaria, we say Gruzia for Georgia. How do you guys say Georgia in Georgian?
Wow.
It's Sakartvelo. Sakartvelo. Yeah, Sakartvelo.
And the language?
Kartuli.
Oh wow, so different.
Very different.
Kartuli. Yeah, Kartuli is Georgian language, and Sakartvelo is Georgia. Yeah, you call us Georgia because of like Soviet Union history. Yeah, and
all right.
background.
Yeah.
But this Georgia's name, this Georgia, comes from Greeks. All the ancient Greeks were here in this territory, and they called us Georgians, because Georgia in Greek language, as you know, it's like a land of agriculture. So all
Georgian,
all Georgians were like in agriculture, and this land was for Greek people. This land for like agriculture land. And from Greeks, then it was adapted Georgia, 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 everything good is from Greeks.
It's like agrarian in French.
Yeah, it must come from there as well. Yeah.
There are many different variations about this naming history. But if you tell any Georgian, if you come to Georgia and tell any Georgian that I love Sakartvelo, if you mention Sakartvelo,
they'll be very happy.
Deal breaker, because they will be extremely happy.
Oh, that's good. Good.
Yeah, the news is that one country, as I know, it's Lithuania. Lithuania officially changed Georgia's name as Sakartvelo.
Declared to refer to Georgia as Sakartvelo. Yeah.
They call us how we call ourselves.
And it was
right. That
very,
must be a very friendly gesture.
Yeah,
that's true.
And what about the language family? Is it like isolated as a language? Are there any related languages?
It's like it's isolated. It's not connected to Indo-European or any other or Semitic family.
Caucasian
it's
family.
Caucasian family, and Georgian language is one root or.
I think it's standalone. You hear it and even see it. There are many tries to connect it to something, and I think it's really unique. Even if you hear it and see it, you cannot really try and connect it to anything. Apart from international words that are now in every language, if you hear like fundamentally Georgian sounding words and all of it, it's like standalone, even though we have adapted some words from different languages from our history was so mixed up that sometimes some words stay.
The Georgian language was influenced by Arabic language, by Persians, then by Turkish Empire, and then Russian Empire, and all these centuries by European languages as well. Because all European names, this university or passport or something, all this was adopted in Georgia.
Like in any language, whatever is international language at the time, some words we adapt, and same thing happened over the history in our language as well. But most of it is fundamentally unique, and you cannot connect it to anything. And it's what makes this language beautiful, but hard as well.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. That's that's great. Super interesting.
Okay, I'm curious how the names work, like specifically surnames, because I see they have a common ending that maybe many people are familiar with, like Vili. I wonder if it means something. For example, with us Bulgarian, we have an ov at the end, which means belonging to. That's why we kind of adapted belonging to someone. So is there any meaning behind your naming?
Yes.
Good observation.
Yeah, there is like two endings, main endings, Shvili and Tze. Shvili and Tze. And Shvili means child, and Tze means, Tze is son. like for example Gibson or something. Gibson, yeah.
Yeah,
In
like
Georgian,
the Scandinavian, like Scandinavian languages. It's ironic because like it doesn't work for me because I've actually my granddad was Ukrainian, so I actually have a your typical Eastern European name like Stupak. But for France, it's very interesting for me because we do not work like that at all. Like let's say the traditional names were lost, but it's very much about profession or working place, or even like let's say if you have like foreign origins, let's say for example around here it's an area where the 100 Years War, we fought a lot with England, and you have a lot of people called Langlois here, and Langlois is like some old form of l'anglais, like the British man, like the Englishman. So yeah, it's interesting. Like for us, it's really you will find some really varied names.
Like professions and stuff, but the ending stays no matter what.
So.
Yeah, actually, Georgian surnames are like also connected to profession or connected to nicknames of people, nicknames, but ending Z and Shvili is always presented.
I see.
And also surnames, I think, can be divided into regions. Even though Shvili and Z are like, most of the time main, you can find them many. Like in Western Georgia, there would be like EI ending, VA ending. And with the endings of the surname, we can easily understand from which region, approximately, of course, but where are they from? And Georgians are extremely curious, and we like to find same things in other people to connect.
We always find like family roots, and if this person is some kind of relative.
And if they have the same surname like ours, it's like the biggest deal because we treat each other like brother and sister or sisters or I don't know, cousins.
I see.
And even if we don't share the same surname, if the ending is similar, we would like joke around like we are from the same region. So,
only a bit like we really don't have that. If anything, a French person would avoid another French person. It's like we're really not close. But I'm curious, do you have like local dialects or not really? Is it
because you said by the name you can guess where a person is from. Can you also by their speech?
Yes, we do have few.
We can differ like region dialects, and also we can differ like town dialects, towns. Like we have like jokes, and it's kind of
anecdotes about some different dialects in Georgia.
For example, Tbilisi is the capital of Georgia, but there is another town, second town, Kutaisi, or another old capital, or Batumi, maybe dialect like town dialect.
I think it's more of an accent that they speak with. But regarding the dialect, I think dialects would be more like stand alone, even some complex additional things to the language. Some things like that we have, like in Migralian region, Svaneti region, and it's also very interesting because sometimes they sound so different.
That's fun.
Okay, so for someone who doesn't speak Georgian, is there anything you can recommend in terms of cultural works like books, films, music that would be a good way to discover your culture and language maybe?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, we recommend Georgian wine.
All right.
Well, definitely it's a cultural aspect. Which I understand everything.
After several cups, they will be interested in Georgian culture and geography and everything. Because Georgian wine is our like our brand, pride and our brand. We are proud of our wines and our grape species.
with all the countries that declare that they are wine countries of the wine, like France, Italy, and Greece, and so on. Georgia always is one of those countries because we love so much our wine, and we're very proud of it.
Is it red wine?
It's so many different kind, even green wine, semi-sweet red, like dry red, white, dry white.
You will be astonished. So many.
Because you're saying this because in Bulgaria they're extremely you actually they're very spiteful about their own wine. First of all, they only drink red wine. They say, oh, white wine is just not worth it.
Yeah, we have this joke that we have many songs about wine, and all of them are about red wine. There is only one that's about white wine, but it says, "Oh, white wine, why are you not red?"
And objectively, it's also a shame because we I live in where we live is like the center of France is actually a very famous wine area. Like you have like Burgundy that is nearby, but it's sort of the rival that didn't manage as well, but is still fairly popular. Like if you ask an American, it's called Sancerre. Like anyway, they will like. An American person will know where it is in France, and
even though it's small.
Even though it's small and
French people don't.
And a lot of Bulgarian people come for the how do you call it?
The harvest.
The harvest.
Yeah.
And they bring their wine and like it actually tastes really nice. And it's like, oh no, that's just like all women stuff. I've never seen that. You're super dismissive about your own wine, actually.
All right, I didn't know that.
Well, that's it.
Okay, shall we move on to what you have prepared for us to enjoy?
Yeah. Okay. About Georgian language, yeah?
Yeah.
I think maybe a little
introduction about Georgian alphabet, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And also what you asked. Because apart from wine, it would be really, because any language is difficult, really. Even the easiest languages can turn out to be really difficult if you're too complex to talk in that language. So it would be an easy getaway to start with learning topics, and take it step by step, which me and Becca did. Actually, it was Becca's idea to go by topics.
Yeah.
And
practical things like conversational phrases, which will be useful for them if they visit this country. And they will use these phrases, and by this way, step by step, maybe they are interested in deep learning.
Yes, and we love to travel ourselves, and when we visit countries, we start to look through all the basic vocabulary that we can use there. And we've done this, and later on, when you step by step use the small phrases, small talk, and so on, then you become more relaxed, and maybe then there is that it's easier to start actually learning the language. So that's what we did with our channel, and we have actually several topics, easiest ones really, but if you look into it, it's not that easy, but the topics make it look easy. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. About Georgian alphabet. In Georgian alphabet, there is 33 letters. 33. From which 5 is vowel. A, E, I, O, U.
Okay.
And 28 is consonants, and some of them are really strange and really extremely unimaginable consonants. For example, ch, and so on. Yeah. Like like half of consonants are more common for Asian countries, like and or like or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. But half of them is like European languages, consonants and letters.
So it's like the mixture of
Yeah,
two.
mixture. Yeah, language and alphabet. Yeah, like alphabet represents what is Georgia. Georgia was always bridge between Asia and Europe, and I think language also says this.
Yeah, and consonants very hard. Some of the words are really hard to say, but it is actually a very good practice. I don't know, anyone who has a problem with speech, we even think that teaching Georgian would really improve and help them to overcome that. Yes, logopedical problems and so on. They would, it would really help them to overcome their problems, because if you can say all of the Georgian letters, and if you can make the actual sound, and you can speak, say words, because all the muscles are involved. You know, it's not just speaking here with your little mouth over there, or just with your throat. Everything is involved, and we are very expressive people, and the language is itself very expressive as well.
And we have students, and during these lessons, during these private lessons and conducting these private lessons, we also observe, and we found out that each letter has kind of its own life. Each letter it's like with physiognomy, or like soul, or like it's like one guy. Their own life, standalone guys.
So for words must be complicated. And just for fun, what's the longest Georgian word?
Really?
I don't know the longest, but I can give you an example. Hydroelektrosatguri.
Okay. I'm okay with the beginning. Like
yeah, I'm fine.
But the hardness is not in the size. It's in too many consonants right after the other together. Because there's this. I love this example. I don't know why. Trainer in Georgian is really Georgian word for trainer is mtvartaneli. And there are 6 consonants right after the other. See, it's not a big word, but
well, that's very
can you try?
The second letter is ts.
Could you say it again? I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. Mtvartaneli.
Mtvartaneli.
Yes.
Yep.
Well done.
Yeah.
And our students repeat it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll remember that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mtvartaneli.
And I suppose like children songs must be also pretty hard, because in general children's songs are hard to start with, like in any languages. But I suppose like would you have like the most traditional, let's say, like children's song, like is it anything famous?
Children's songs. Črelo Pepela.
Oh, Črelo Pepela.
Yeah, Črelo Pepela is one very, very popular.
Not Črelo. Ch is another letter, but Ch is like really Georgian. Ch.
Whoa. Ch.
Can you say Črelo?
Črelo.
Very good.
Črelo Pepela.
Very good.
Colorful butterfly.
Yeah, it means colorful butterfly.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah.
Very sweet. All right.
Yeah.
Actually, Georgian sounds really good, and we're gonna demonstrate it to you. Yeah. Actually, we decided to read something that most of the people might already know. And there is a very beloved translation of Shakespeare's sonnets in Georgia language. We love it. It's by Reza Tabogashvili, translator. And it's very poetic translation. We love it. And we can
number 66.
Yeah. And we can even share, you can see our letters and writing.
Yeah.
And plus, Becca will read it to you. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we're not gonna read the English version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm gonna read Georgian text.
Okay, we'll follow.
Okay.
yeah.
ყველაფრით დაღლილს სანატრელად სიკვდილი დამრჩა, რადგან მათხოვრად გადაიქცა ახლა ღირსება, რადგან არ არა შეიფერა ძვირფასი ფარჩა, რადგან სიცრუე ერთგულების გახდა თვისება, რადგან უღირსებს უსამართლოდ დაადგეს დაფნა, რადგან მრუშობით შელახულა უმანკოება, რადგან დიდებას სამარცნოდ უთხრიან საფლავს, რადგან ძლიერი დაიმონა კოჭლმა დროებამ, რადგან უწმინდეს ხელოვნებას ასობენ ლახვარს, რადგან უვიცი დარეგვენი ბრძენობს ადულად, რადგან სიმართლე სისულელად ითვლება ახლა, რადგან სიკეთე ბოროტების ტყვედ ჩავარდნილა, ასე დაღლილი ამ ქვეყნიდან გაქცევას ვარჩევ, მაგრამ არ მინდა ჩემი სატრფო ობლად რომ დარჩეს.
Okay, thank you. Beautiful.
So yeah, I could see the repetition. Like if I could at least hear it.
Okay. Let's get back.
So, yeah,
I think.
Yeah. You see us, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, that was Ragda.
What's that?
The end.
And end was so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
მაგრამ არ მინდა ჩემი სატრფო ობლად რომ დარჩეს. ასე დაღლილი ამ ქვეყნიდან გაქცევას ვარჩევ, მაგრამ არ მინდა ჩემი სატრფო ობლად რომ დარჩეს. Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we can't really tell how it sounds for other people.
Yeah, it must be difficult to detach the meaning from the representation only.
From a purely kind of like, let's say, uninformed opinion at all. Yeah, I can I imagine like something like yeah, exactly like Persian. Like it's like just by the sound of it, I
can hear a bit of Eastern European sounds as well, though. So maybe we hear what I don't know.
Like what we used to.
Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, there are a lot of Eastern European sounds, but consonants make it look like Persian sound, maybe. But for him, for him.
You know, there is one research that Georgian alphabet was created by Greek and Aramic language mixture, like Aramic. Aramaic. Greek and Aramic mixture.
Many investigations and different sources, but and actually I wanted to say about the language itself, one easy thing that is about our language is that we whatever we say we write. There are no mixture of and complexity of like 3 letters that have one sound.
Yeah, no combinations.
No
like you wouldn't say please spell this or anything. You hear it, you can write it.
Yes, anything. If you know Georgian letters, you can write very easily. And just as long as you have like 1 or 2 lessons for the pronunciation and you're good to go, you can pronounce anything and write and say anything at ease, really.
That's great. Like
there is no also, sorry, there is no also like big letters and small letters.
Really? Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Is there like a big difference between the handwritten and the typed?
Actually, no.
Not much. Actually, what we saw on the shared screen is pretty much how we write. It's the same. It looks the same. We can speak for all people, but when we write, it's pretty accurately the same. But one particularity is that we write some letters over the line and some letters under the line. We don't have big or small letters, like big T and small t you have like in Latin alphabet. But we write some letters over the line and some under the line.
Okay.
I see. It's almost like music. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also this like scripture is like a drawing when you write anything. And because of Georgian alphabet, maybe we have many painters and many artists
that use actually as a part of their art. And it's another dimension to write it so beautifully, because it's really beautiful. It's very round, as you saw, and it seems like a painting, really.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Like even Burger King looked nice. So, yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, I bought a T-shirt with the alphabet, but something happened to it.
We lost it. I'm afraid.
No, I think something happened when we watched it.
Okay. Yeah, that's a shame, but yeah. Well, yeah, Georgia was great, and I think you're doing a great job in making the language interesting, and it feels very nice because when we went there, I was with my father-in-law, and he spoke a mixture of Bulgarian and Russian, and I didn't really get to learn the language, to have any glimpse of the language. So thanks, thanks for teaching me some, at least like seeing how it sounds like, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Of course, it's not as widely used as English language or French or Spanish, German, I don't know. And really, there is no pressure for anyone to learn Georgian language. If you come to Georgia and you speak English, you will get along pretty well. But even trying to say something in the native language, if you visit any country, it just fills you up, and you have this taste of what the country is all about. Yeah, it just opens another window, another door for you. Even if you learn like one poem in that language, the country that you visit,
it becomes more it belongs to you.
Yes.
Your soul, like,
because
we are very Georgians are very romantic and very people.
And because in such cosmopolitan world, if you want to grasp anything from every country and any place that you visit, language is one attribute that you can really go to and try to, catch it and make it your own, and hold a special place in your mind and in your heart as well. So
yeah, agreed. That's how I feel when I speak, like, let's say French. I feel like it's a part of me that normally is not there, but like that resurfaces.
It's like a language makeover, cultural makeover.
Yeah.
Like, even when we speak English, it's not our language. We are like different people. And when we speak Georgian, we're different. So it's like opening up a different part of yourself.
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Any final?
Yeah, have you prepared anything else you want to share? Yeah, we don't want to cut you off.
We also prepared like a Georgian poet. If you are, if we have time and if we can, maybe. Yeah, our king Galactioni. Galactioni is the name of this person. We call it like king of Georgian poetry. He was very cool guy, and still today, every Georgian knows his poems. He had actually a very tragic life he lived in like Soviet times during the Stalin era, and you know what was life in Soviet times.
Impressions and everything.
But his poems is like heaven, like
heaven or hell put together. And most of the time he writes about nature and nature things,
love
also,
people and time, everything.
And everything is like the mirrored troubled soul that this guy had. So
very interesting.
So I can read. We have like his book, and here poems are translated into 5 languages, and we can read to you like Georgian version, even English
version,
or Russian, or other, even French. French version.
Okay. Okay, that's great. I could read it.
We can read it.
I'm gonna read in Georgian, and then Guanza will read in French because her French is better.
Sure, go ahead.
No, English, please.
No problem.
I'm very ashamed of my French, but I study.
Cool.
It's not an easy language, and it sounds very specific too. So go ahead.
In Georgian. Karih Kris. Karih Kris, Karih Kris, Karih Kris. Potlebi mihkrian kardakar. Kheta riks, kheta jars, kalat khris. Sadachar, sadachar, sadachar. Rogor tsvims, rogor tos, Werk poveb, verastros, verastros. Sheni mesacheba damdevs tan, qovel dros, qovel tvis, qovel gan. Shoritsanis liam pikrebs tsris. Karih Kris, Karih Kris, Karih Kris.
Okay,
and what do you think the poem is about?
We're very curious. These repetitions, what they were about. Some kind of. I would give it a shot and say something positive that kind of strikes out of something more negative, maybe that's repeated to give it strength.
Anything that it's related to. What do you think the poem says? First, tell us any suggestions. Add something.
I'm much more prosaic, unfortunately, even though I do read books.
I'll say something like snow. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny.
Snow?
I thought about
very close.
Really? Okay.
I thought about train, so we think alike. That's fun.
So actually, the title of this poem is "The Wind Blows."
Karih Kris, Karih Kris, Karih Kris is like wind blows.
Wind blows, it blows like the wind does, right? The repetition. The same happens with words. So we're gonna read the translation. Oh, the wind blows, how it blows, how it blows. The wind whirls the leaves off afar, arches trees, trees in ranks, trees in hosts. Tell me where you are, how it rains, how it snows, how it snows. You're not to be found anymore. Your image pursues me, it haunts everywhere, every day, every hour. From the sky drizzle, far misty thoughts. Oh, the wind, how it blows, how it blows. So that's
beautiful. Yeah.
We're close. Some snow there.
Yes.
We could feel the melancholy, basically. Yeah.
It's a bit like symbolism. Meaning as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much again. And would you like to tell again our viewers where they can find you and learn more?
Thank you. Welcome to Georgia.
Maybe you plan to visit.
Yeah.
That's what it was about. Okay.
We're inviting you over to Georgia.
And it's really great. Georgia is great.
You can find our channel on YouTube. You can,
we'll put the link in the description box. So.
Yes, of course, it's Hoda-Georgia. And we have some language videos. Also, you can find there, other than language tutorials, you can find some Georgian songs. Yeah, traveling videos, also some cultural vlogs, not only learning language, but about Georgia, about the culture, people gathering around, and what it's like to sit around Georgian people.
That's great. Well, next time I go to Georgia, we'll definitely
know more.
Yeah, we'll know more. That's cool.
All right.
All right. So, well, see you and thank you for your time.
Thanks to the people watching as well. So head over to Hoda for more. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And well, yeah, enjoy your evening. It's still a bit early for us. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How
How do you say goodbye in Georgian?
Nachvamtis. Nachvamtis.
Nachvamtis. Nachvamtis.
Nachvamtis.
Nachvamtis.
Nachvamtis.
Nachvamtis.